Hello everyone, Jurassic Man here, and today we're going to be doing a special video. But first, I'd like to say Happy New Year's. It's 2022, and you know what that means? Jurassic World Dominion is just another month away. Few months away, actually. 6 months, depending on when this video was released, So, I want to do something special with a new Dominion movie coming out very soon. And along with the trailers, and along with all the other stuff, especially the toys, I want to do something special. What I want to do is not just review, but compare all the major figures of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. From the very first one, all the way to most recent. From 2018, all the way to 2021. The Tyrannosaurus Rex has been released 4 times now as this new big scope. Now there are other T-Rex figures that have been released, such as the Super Colossal and the Extreme Chomping. However, we're going to look at the main big one. The main one that they sell in pretty much every store. Not just exclusive, but in all the stores. So, that being said, I just want to get started by just saying thank you. Very, very thank you for Mattel giving us this toy line. And very thank you to all you people following my channels, supporting me, just watching my videos. It doesn't even matter if I'm getting paid or not from this. This is just for fun. And I just want to say I'm very thankful for all of you for sticking so long for these past 4 years. Even in my last few years, I have not been very well. Or very active in the most part. So, let's get right to it. What I want to say first about the Tyrannosaurus Rex is look back at the history. Back in 2017, Hasbro lost the license to Jurassic Park and Jurassic World figures in total. They cannot make any more after the terrible figures they released for the first Jurassic World movie. Just awful. Just awful what they gave us back in 2015. Ugh, the memories. Ugh. But I'm glad that Mattel finally got the license, because when we first saw that teaser image shown in that product with all those little Mattel figures, we saw the Tyrannosaurus Rex head. And we knew just by that image how incredibly awesome this figure would have looked. And you know what? When it first came out, the first leak images, it didn't get a lot of proper quality attention. Instead, it got a lot of negative. Especially around the torso, which we'll get into in a bit. But, in the end, we did end up having this figure. And my goodness, it's a really good figure for a start. So the Tyrannosaurus Rex that first came out was the Thrashinthro. Now the Thrashinthro, it says it in his name, it is a Thrasher Rex. And with that feature, the tail right here is a thrashing action. Of course, mine's pretty old. This came out back in 2018. And it came with a roaring feature too, which I took the battery out. But we're pretty much familiar with this, right? We already know what the T-Rex sounds like. We don't really need it. I think only one of my figures has batteries in them. But it also came with a stomping feature, which I don't think any of the other T-Rex got until the very recent one. Right here, where the button would be, right next to the code, is a stomping feature, and they basically would have made the T-Rex stomp. However, there is a bad side about that. Being the first T-Rex, it also comes with many flaws that the other T-Rex would fix in the future. That being stability. Right now, my Rex is standing fine, but that's because the floor underneath it is uneven. Uneven in a way that it keeps itself up. However, if I put it on something flat, it would tend to fall over by itself. I had this Rex standing here for a good 3 minutes or so. And already it's leaning slightly forward. Any longer, like maybe 5 minutes more, give or take, it would fall down. Another bad feature, or another bad draw of these early Rexes, is how wide the jaw range is. You can see it goes even further than it should be on the regular Rex. It goes much further. The future ones fix that issue. And one thing I do like to say that I do not like about all these figures is up until the Camp Cretaceous one, we did not get a proper sternum or chest, if you could say, on these figures. It just keeps going, like if the arms are connected to the neck. That was my only negative on these old Rex figures, besides the feet. But you know what? T-Rex has huge feet. Yes, I know the pictures. I've seen the pictures. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure they all have huge feet, minus the Red Rex, because that's a Stan Winston model. But yeah. The color on this is very basic. This is the first color Rex we first got. And it's alright, it's passable. The sculpting on it is very good. It's far better than what we got from Hasbro from last time. It has scars right here on the side, induced by the Indominus Rex. I would say the Velociraptors, but Velociraptors are actually on this side. And it doesn't have any scars here. So these scars are indeed from the Indominus Rex. So, I gotta say, even now, in 4 years, this figure still holds up pretty well. And I gotta say, I really love that it still holds up pretty well. Yes, we got better Rexes in the future, but as the first Rex as Mattel ever released, it is still a classic in the line. Our next figure that came out was in 2019, with, I think it's called the Dino Rivals. That line was the first line to come out that's not tie-in with the movies, besides the Legacy Collection and the Battle Damage. And with that one, we got the Bite and Fight Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, before I put this down, I just gotta say, real quickly, this is not my favorite Rex figure. Out of all the Rex figures we got, which is 4 right now, this is my least favorite one, and I'll get to why in a minute. But I think it will show you why. Overall appearance and look, this Rex figure is ugly. I just gotta say, it's ugly. Not only is it the original sculpt that's been tweaked without much fixture in it, for starters, it doesn't have the bad torso problem that a lot of people have. We finally get to see the full torso of it. My problem with it is just the overall look of it. First off, a special feature about this guy is that it has no batteries. So this is the first Tyrannosaurus Rex of the main line with no batteries, unlike the other ones. The other ones have batteries. This one does not. And I'm glad it doesn't have batteries, because I'm not a big fan of sound in my figure. You know, I have the sound in my head, I can just do it like that. Besides, the Mattel figures tend to use the Indominus Rex and the T-Rex roars on pretty much all of them. So it doesn't matter if it has sounds or not, it's just going to sound like T-Rex. But the Bite and Fight is my least favorite because of just the overall look and feel of it. It has this really grayish, I don't even know what it is. It's not gray, it's like a tan gray or something like that. Color scheme with a tan belly and a bronze top. I think a lot of people say that this color scheme on the Rex is pretty good. I never found that really good at all. The neck itself looks weird. It's very long. Like, it looks unnaturally long. And the action feature for this is pretty weak itself. What it does, it snaps tight, literally sideways on its head. And I always found that very strange about it. And then it has another faction feature because in the Dino Rivals, it has dueling action. And basically the tail swings itself from side to side. Now, the Dino Rivals line was a mixed bag for me. It was the first line to come out after the movies, and it was okay. The line was okay. However, I think the one thing that a lot of people really liked was that it came with a card. The Dino Rivals line came out with cards, and with these cards, they were pretty good. I gotta say, they were pretty good. They had cool stats on them. I'll show it up here. They have cool stats on them, and they show a nice artwork of the dinosaur itself. Now, if I gotta say, like I keep saying, this is not my favorite Rex. This is not my favorite Rex. This is the last time we will see this version of the Rex, as it is going to be revamped from the new line that comes out next year in 2020, the worst year, even though it had a lot of good stuff in it. And I don't know, it just feels so flimsy, you know. All these Rexes have very similar joints. I don't remember if this guy can move up or down or not, but I don't think he can. The details are the exact same as the old ones, so there's not really much to say other than the color and the action feature. And I really like the slash and throw much better. However, it does stand better because it does not have the button underneath it. So that's a good part. But overall, I think it does need some improvements to it. And now we go from my least favorite Rex to my all-time favorite Rex. This is personally my favorite Rex out of all the lines. And that is the Camp Cretaceous Epic Roaring Tyrannosaurus Rex from 2020. This guy here, it is awesome. Like, it is very cool. For starters, it has a very bulky build. It has a definitive chest plate right here on the front, separating the neck and body. The details on this is much better, especially around the head, which, let's see if we can get a good look at it. Yeah, that's right. It has a very nice head sculpt. The coloration on this is much better too, I gotta say. And the action feature for it is pretty awesome too. What it does is it's like a thrash and throw again, but it has a more sturdier tail, more stronger. If anything, this is an improvement of the thrash and throw. It has a button on the top right here that lets you open the mouth of the Rex. And if you see in that mouth, it has a rubber tongue. Now, it's called Epic Roaring because when you open the mouth, the body will shake and the head will shake violently, which was pretty funny to my part. And they're very loud. I think they're one of the louder Rexes in this line. So, Epic Roaring obviously is going to be louder. Now, let's see if we can turn the brightness off on this so you get a better look on the color scheme right here. Honestly, I really do love this figure. This is personally my favorite Rex out of all the lines because it just feels better. You know, it's much stronger material, I believe. The paint job is more accurate to the movie. It has all these nice added details to it. The articulations are the same. There's never any articulations in the head or tail. But honestly, this action feature is pretty cool itself. And I think this one does the joints better on the legs too. So you can have it roar down and pick up food, or you can roar it up, screaming real loud. Honestly, this Rex right here is just personally my all-time favorite, due to the fact that it has what the thrash and throw, but it did it better. This should have been the thrash and throw when it first came out. This should have been the Rex that we first could have got, and this would have been the all-time best T-Rex figure out of the whole line. Now, what I gotta say about the other one, it's very recent and it's a mixed bag for me, but I'll get to it. And for our last Rex to come out came out back in 2021 after the first year, and I'm pretty sure Dominion was supposed to release last year, back in 2021. So I have a belief that this may have been a Dominion figure at one point. However, they changed it up so that it can be part of Camp Cretaceous as well. And that is Big Bitey, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And something just fell out of it that I can't reach right now, but that is the Stomp and Escape Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think that's what it's called. This one is the most recent Rex we got out of the line, and I gotta say, I am having mixed feelings of it because it hasn't really solidified for me yet. since this is actually pretty recent. I really just got this figure really recently, like a few months ago. I kept seeing it, I never got it, because like I said, these Rex hold off the shelf, because all you need is one Rex, and they're pretty pricey. But yeah. This Rex right here is the same one as the Camp Cretaceous, as in details. However, this is not the Rexy we know, as all the other Rexes we had was Rexy. Maybe not the Bite and Fight one. Well, actually, yeah, I think it is the Bite and Fight one, because it has the scars. This one doesn't seem to have the scars, actually, now that I think about it. I haven't looked into this figure that well, like I said. But this is actually Big Bitey from the Camp Cretaceous Season 4. The divided season, because not a lot of people can agree on the actual season of how good and is bad. I actually like Bread X. Don't hate me. I really do like the concept of that robot figure. It's just odd for Jurassic World, you know. Yeah, this is supposed to be Big Bitey, one of the T-Rexes in season 4. Basically, there's two of them. There's Big Bitey and Small Bitey. I think one is a mom, one is a daughter, so there's that part. But it has a capture gear on it, which I don't think was meant for it. Well, here's my hunch. I believe this would have been a Dominion figure, because it has the capture gear, and Dominion has to do with, you know, the dinosaurs are free. Maybe they capture Rexy in the end. Maybe they capture Rexy in the movie again, and they have something like this on her. It's probably just a toy part. But I do believe this is a Dominion figure, that because Dominion was pushed back, they already had some figures made. So they didn't release some of them, but they did release, I think, a few of them. This might have been one of them, the Rex. And of course, because this is recent, it has batteries. So, how do we do this again? I think you push the head up. No, you don't. I don't know. I really don't know. There's got to be something here. This is kind of awkward. I don't know how to activate the action feature on this guy, because I'm too new. I do know the legs, and if you twist the tail, it stomps. So at least they brought the stomping feature back. I don't know how to do the other action feature, but what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to move the head back. Oh, there's a button right here. It's very well hidden, actually, now that I think about it. That's pretty good hidden. But you press the button and it releases out of its capture gear. There's supposed to be a hook there, but it fell out. I think there's only 2 or 3 roars in it. So yeah, so consider this as a review on this Rex in a way. So like I said, this is mostly a retool of the Camp Cretaceous model, as the head is very similar to that of the Camp Cretaceous one. So is the rest of the sculpt. It does have the same scars as Rexy does, so that is a bit lazy on that part. Seeing as the chomping Rexes, they don't have scars on them, so they do have the details on that. But I think they left the scars here because if we know this should have been a Dominion figure, so they left the scars on that. Because I'm pretty sure Big Bitey is not this color. Big Bitey is more of the Bite and Fight color. I mean, it just looks like Rexy. It looks like Rexy, you know. But I mean, I already did a comparison of all the figures, so why should I compare more to this? Other than the fact that it has a new feature with the roaring button and the tails. The stomping is cool. I'm glad they brought the stomping back. But overall, this is a pretty good figure. Now, it does come with a capture gear, which is pretty cool that they're bringing capture gears back. So what you do is you put this over his head. Locks in place. There's a hook on it that should be on the back. That connects to the back of the head. But, yeah. Like all capture gears, they can all escape from it. And that's pretty cool. So, whenever the Dominion figure comes out, it's probably going to be a much better retool of this, or even a new sculpt entirely. We do not know. That's as far as we know. But out of all the Rexes, this got to be probably my second favorite, right behind the Camp Cretaceous. So there you have it. The whole line of Mattel's figure, from Fallen Kingdom all the way to the most recent figure. Now I've got to say, overall, I feel like this line, or these Rexes, are pretty good. Although not to compare to those of Kenner, because we're not comparing it to Kenner figures. But in the end, I believe these are quality dinosaur toys. Of course, from the very beginning to the very end, the T-Rex line has been improving over time. As of recently, the new Dominion Rex that is coming out soon, which seems to be a combination of nearly all of them in one, I gotta say, I really love these figures. And I'm very excited to get the new T-Rex figures. And pretty sure it's gonna be much, much better than all of these combined. But we will have to see when that comes out. So, I hope you guys like this overall analysis review, I guess, of the whole Tyrannosaurus lines, from the Thrash and Throw all the way to the recent one. So yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I see you guys next time.